Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we're going to be focusing on this book, My Children, My Africa, of which it's a drama book that you'll be assessed in grade 12. You'll be assessed on this book in grade 12. It's a drama book, and this is just a video. I'm just summarizing. This video is just to summarize everything that's in this book to give you an idea of what's actually like, what is this book about. Yeah, the main idea, the whole point of this book. So the setting of this book, like it's in South Africa, 1984, during apartheid. So we are introduced to three main characters, of which we have Tami Bikwana, which is an 18-year-old student at Zolile High School in Bragwater. Listen, I'm not sure about that word. I'm not sure like if it's an English word or like an Afrikaans word, because in English you can just say Bragwater, maar then I think it's Bragwater or something. That's okay, that's fine. Then we also have Isabel Dyson, who's from Kamdubu Girls High School, and she is 19 years old. We also have Mr. M, of which is Tami's teacher at Zolile High School. So we get to see Isabel and Tami building or like forming a friendship, of which back during apartheid, Isabel and Tami, it was not ideal to see black and white people together. So Isabel gets to see Tami's world, and Tami already knows Isabel's world, but Isabel, I guess, was naive because she's been white, so she didn't actually know how like black people lived. But through their friendship, Isabel gets to see and she gets to understand the people, all that. So here's the like, I think the main conflict. Mr. M wants Tami to focus on school, stay on school, whatever, and do whatever, because Mr. M believes that through education you can achieve anything. So meaning freedom, more success, everything you can achieve it through education. But this is the thing, Tami doesn't see that. Tami thinks violence is the only way to overcome this whole thing, because you remember like back in apartheid, whole until 1984, I think, what do they call it, state of emergency, where like people were rioting and stuff. So that's the thing, Tammy wanted to join the boycotts and Mr. M didn't want that. He was super against it. So we get to see also Mr. M and Tammy's friendship. Tammy is Mr. M's best student. Tammy is an A student. He's smart. He is, yes, that type of student, and Mr. M loves him because of that. Mr. M wants to Tammy to secure like a bright future for himself. He even went to an extent of forcing, okay, he didn't actually force, but he encouraged Tammy and Isabel to cooperate and join this. I think it was a literature competition, just so Tammy could win a scholarship for him to go to varsity. So that was the whole like Mr. M's thing. Mr. M wanted Tammy to focus, stay in school so that he can build a better future. But Tammy didn't want that. So throughout this whole drama book, we get to experience such things. So like we have monologues. Isabel has her own monologue, of which she's on stage alone and she is talking to herself. Mr. M also has his own monologue, and Tammy also has his own monologue. And then in their monologues, you get to understand their thoughts, their emotions. Because Isabel's first monologue, I remember Isabel on her monologue, she was talking about how she had always known black people from afar. So everything that she knew about the black people was everything that she had been told. She had never seen that or experienced that. So Isabel, after like hanging out with Tammy, going to the school, she gets to understand that everything she knows about black people was either wrong or it was just the piece of the cake. It's like they gave her a piece, they didn't give her like the whole information. So that's it. So Mr. M ended up telling on Tammy, okay, is it English? Oh my god, hate this. Mr. M ended up snitching on Tammy and his friends, like the boys from school, but he only did it because he wanted Tammy and his friends to stay out of the boycotts and stay in school. But then, snitches get stitches. So they ended up hunting Mr. M down. They didn't actually hunt him down, but they killed him because that was what was happening back in apartheid. Oh my god, English. So yeah, Mr. M dies, and Tammy went into exile or something. I think he skipped the country, and Isabel was the only one left. But Isabel had learned so much by the end of this whole drama thing that she promised her Mr. M that she will do what Mr. M wanted of be like to be like a good person, to be like a worthy person, be successful and stuff. Okay, now guys, listen. This is not an actual thing that happens in this. It's just a summary of my understanding of the book because I did it last year. And so you have to, okay, that's like the whole story. That's the whole story. But from reading the book, you have to like take out some important emotion. So guys, that's like the whole story, the whole summary. That's the whole book. It's just that you have to take out important information from this book from reading it, and then because it's things that they might examine you on. So one of the most common questions, they like giving you like column, say column A, column B, then they give you characters. They will say maybe Mr. M, Isabel Dyson, Tamim Bikwana, and then they will give you like characteristics or something. Let's say Elena at Kamdebu, and then they give you went into exile, and then they also give you um decided to become a teacher at the age of 10 years old. So if you've read the book, you obviously know, okay, Isabel Lena from Kamdebu High School, Tamim Bikwana went into exile, then he decided to become a teacher at 10 years old. If you didn't read the book, that one you might miss it because you're gonna overthink it. Okay, it might be Mr. M, but what if Tammy wanted to become a teacher? Hananal 10 years. Or what if Isabel wanted to become a teacher? Hanal 10 years. So this is why you must like read the book. There are also like what do you call it? Symbols. So there are certain words in this book that are symbols. The first one is Pragvater. It represents something. So you must like catch the difference. Where Isabel lives, it's called Kamdebu Park or something or something. And then in where Tammy lives, it's called Brakwater. So Kamdebu, if you do your research handle, like it means a green hollow, green pastures. So you understand that's where white people were living at the time. They were living in like green pastures. Then in Brakwater, it means salty brackish water, meaning water that you cannot drink, water that has a high salt content, undrinkable water. That was the condition of Brakwater. It was in Elsebuking, guys. The pothole, um, trash everywhere, garbage everywhere, infrastructure like was not well, the classes looked like shit. So that was it. So you have to look out for these things. Even Mr. M's dictionary, it's a symbol. What else? There are many symbols. The bell. There's a time when Mr. M rings the bell. I think he rings the bell twice in this book. The first time it was when Tammy and Isabel were in a debate, and Mr. M wanted to call them to order. They were arguing, they were in a debate, but they ended up forgetting what a debate is about. So they were arguing. He rang the bell to call order. So the bell on its own, it's a symbol. It symbolizes order. He also rang the bell, I think the last time before he died, when the comrades or boycotts or whatever caught him. He rang the bell again. So the bell is also a symbol. It's also a symbol. I think this is the last thing I'm gonna talk about. Figures of speech, very important. There are figures of speech in this book, and they're gonna ask you about it. They're gonna give you a sentence and say, identify the figure of speech. Guys, please know them. I think that's all that you need to know for now. For now, then maybe I'll do a video like a separate video on each and every a scene, act 1, scene 1. This is what happens. Oh, themes! I forgot the themes, guys. This books this book and like has many themes. One of the themes, I'm gonna give you a few, but then you have to find the rest for yourself when you read the book. So blah, blah, blah. One of the themes is living a meaningful life. The reason why Mr. M wanted Tammy to focus, stay in school, go to varsity was because he wanted Tammy to live a meaningful life. Also, Mr. M and whoever, Botami, whoever lived in like Pragvater, they didn't live a meaningful life. The reason why they were against apartheid is because they also wanted a meaningful life. So that's it. We also have the theme of generational conflict. I think, is it generational conflict or generational differences? So Mr. M had this tendency of taking decisions for Tammy, because that's what grown-ups do. They assume, okay, just because they think something is good for you, you also think it's good for you, or you want it. So like that was the problem. Mr. M always took decisions for Tammy, and Tammy was not happy about it. Tammy wanted to make his own decisions. So like how in African homes or like the African culture, you cannot question authority of like the grown-ups. If he says do this, couple, you're gonna do this, couple, you're gonna go there, you are not supposed to question it. Even if you get angry about it, you are supposed to do it. So it's also a theme, because we get to see Tammy and Mr. M going through it. For example, it was when Isabel invited them to breakfast. I think it was she invited them for tea at her house. So Mr. M was delighted. He was happy about it, and he just said, "It's okay, Isabel. Me and Tammy will be there. I'll be there with him." But did Tammy want to go there? He didn't. Why? Because Tammy was against the apartheid and white people. So if ever the boycotters, or like the boycotts or whatever, they saw him at Isabel's house drinking tea, they were gonna be like, "You are a traitor. You are a fucking traitor, because you are supposed to be fighting these people, not having tea with them." But anyways, so that's one of the themes. I think also happy the themes, it's is it like apartheid or in injustice? I think it's injustice, because well, you do get it, apartheid, the living conditions of black people compared to white people. So that's also what you need to like grasp, like get as many things as you can and get them in here and understand them, because they will examine you on the things. Another common question is that, because I already said this is a book, okay, this is a drama, I mean to say, it's not a novel or anything. You see, it's a drama. Mr. M talks, it was acted out on stage. So the examiner likes this thing. He will ask you a question, or she will give you a line, okay, or like where Isabel was saying something, or Mr. M. Then he will ask you and say, if you were the director, what would you tell Isabel to do while saying this? So you have to understand the emotions. Did Isabel say what she was saying when she was happy, excited, sad, mad? So if she was angry, Abuntu, what would she do? What would she do? If she was shouting, would she like throw her hands in the air? Would she like, you see, like all those things? So you have to be aware of questions like that, because it's a drama. They're gonna ask you, hey, if you were the one who was directing this drama, what would you tell the actors to do? So also be aware of that. Be mindful of that. Don't be ignorant. This book is, it's easy. It's easy, like it's an easy concept, but it's complicated in the it's not complicated, but it just needs you to like, don't overlook things. Things are in this book, things are like deeper than they seem. Don't look on the surface. No, go deeper. Go deeper. Whatever that you think it's easy is jwalo. Most of the time it's not like that. It's deeper than that. There's a meaning behind it. So I think I've said enough, ne? I've said too much. Yeah, I think, yeah. So that's what the book is about.